Hi, in today's presentation, I'm going to show you how you can end your weight loss struggles for good in as little as 90 days. So, what we're going to cover today is a simple 4-step game plan to release excess weight permanently in as little as 90 days, even if you've been struggling with emotional eating for decades. I'm going to talk about the real reason why you're trapped in a cycle of yo yo dieting and self sabotage, and what you can do today to uncover the hidden root causes of food cravings and emotional eating. I'm also going to talk about why restrictive fad diets are absolutely the worst way to lose weight and a radical approach that works 10 times better. And then finally, I'm going to talk about a way to finally become the radiant, energetic woman that you've always wanted to be at the perfect size and weight for your body. So here is my promise to you. I'm going to give you a start to finish game plan to shed those extra stubborn pounds permanently so that you can get back into those skinny jeans or rock that bikini when you go to the beach, all while getting healthier, stronger, and more energetic. My name is Alyssa Ariel, and I am the creator of the Slim from Within weight loss system. I'm a medical intuitive, and I've been a practitioner of energy psychology techniques for more than 25 years. I've helped women with their health issues for years, and lately I've been specialized in helping women who struggle with food cravings and emotional eating to end the war with their weight for good. Over the past 3 years, I've helped dozens of women to release their excess weight permanently and to rediscover their confidence. The vast majority of my clients were able to do this even if they had struggled with emotional eating for decades, felt trapped in a body that they didn't recognize anymore, and had already tried multiple diets without any lasting success. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how they did it. So, before we get into all of that, let me check in and see where you're at. Does this sound like you? Do you feel ashamed every time you look in the mirror at a body that you no longer recognize? And do you constantly beat yourself up for lacking the willpower to stick to a diet? Have you watched your health deteriorate, and are you worried about missing precious moments with loved ones? Do you turn to food for comfort when you're feeling stressed, sad, or bored, and then spiral into guilt and self loathing afterwards? And most of all, are you terrified that you're going to be trapped in this prison of emotional eating and yo yo dieting for the rest of your life? Well, if any of that sounds like you, then I actually have some really good news because none of those things are the real problem. The real problem is that you don't have a system for uncovering the subconscious emotional roots of your food cravings and emotional eating so that you can release them permanently. Today, I'm going to hand you that system right here in this video. But for right now, just understand this. Once you have it, you're going to effortlessly choose nourishing foods in just the right amounts without feeling deprived. Those stubborn pounds are going to melt off quickly and easily, and this time they're going to stay off for good. And you're going to be able to walk into parties, restaurants, social gatherings, all these places that have all this luscious food, and you're going to stay in full control of your eating. So the bottom line is there is a system that will allow you to release excess weight permanently without counting calories or crazy fad diets, even if you've been an emotional eater for decades. With this system, everything works. Without it, nothing does. So that means that everything that you've been feeling, all the shame, the hopelessness, or the belief that you're broken and lack willpower, none of that is your fault. You just didn't have a system, and now you will. So, before we get into that system and how it works, let's quickly talk about what not to do. Because if you're like most women who are struggling with weight, there are three huge mistakes you're probably making. And you may not realize it right now, but those mistakes are destroying any chance that you have of shedding those pounds for good. And I can virtually guarantee that you're making at least one of these three mistakes, if not all three. So let's quickly look at all three of these right now. So the first mistake is thinking, if I only could find the right diet, then I could finally lose the weight. Most weight loss plans are focusing entirely on the food, what to cut out, sometimes cutting out entire food groups, or extreme calorie counting. And these things are not sustainable long term. And they usually lead to feelings of deprivation, and they can even lead to a condition called sarcopenia or muscle loss, which is very common, especially in women over the age of 40. Of course, you will lose weight if you hardly eat anything. But these diets do not address the emotional roots of your eating habits. Restrictive diets that are just a band-aid might help you lose weight in the short term, but then it comes right back because you haven't fixed the real problem. So here's why this doesn't work. Restrictive diets are going to lead you directly to rebound binging, weight regain, and an even more dysfunctional relationship with food. There is a better way to release weight permanently without feeling deprived or obsessing over every calorie. And I'll talk about what that looks like in just a moment. So, the second mistake is that I see people make is relying on willpower to resist cravings. Now, look, you might have mentally beaten yourself up in the past, thinking if I just had more discipline, or if I could just control myself around food for once. But doing this is a recipe for disaster. Here's why. Willpower is a limited resource that gets depleted throughout the day. So resisting cravings through willpower does not address the real emotional triggers driving you to eat. And the more you resist a craving, the stronger it becomes until you actually cave in and binge. Constantly battling cravings leads to a vicious cycle of deprivation, overeating, guilt, and shame that damages your self-worth. Do you see why that's so destructive when you're trying to lose weight permanently? So here's the bottom line. What you need to do instead is to release the emotional charge behind your cravings at a subconscious level. And I'm going to walk you through how to do that in just a second. So the third mistake is using food to numb or avoid uncomfortable emotions. Although you might temporarily feel better after eating a cookie or when you're stressed, or ice cream when you're feeling sad, this just keeps you stuck in self-sabotaging patterns without developing healthier coping mechanisms. Eating to soothe or numb emotions does provide short-term relief, but it intensifies the negative feelings in the long run. So, what you need to do instead is you need to have an approach that helps you process the uncomfortable emotions in a healthy way, uncover and heal the root cause of your emotional eating, and develop empowering new habits without feeling overwhelmed or deprived. All of these strategies are outdated, they're ineffective, and downright destructive to achieving healthy weight loss. So, if that stuff doesn't work, then what does? And that brings me to the system that I mentioned earlier. Let me walk you through it right now. So, I call this the Slim from Within weight loss system. So, it has four parts: your dream body blueprint, crush the cravings, end emotional eating, and stop self sabotage and ignite your inner power. Let me walk you through the whole thing right now. So, the first step to achieving your weight loss goals is getting really clear about what you want to look like and feel like in your new, slim, healthy body and why. I'm going to guide you through your dream body blueprint, a process that helps you to get clear about the specific results you're seeking in terms of your health and your weight loss goals. It's like having a GPS for your personal weight loss transformation. So, first, you'll be guided through what I call your dream body blueprint to install your new self image. You will see and feel yourself in your new, slimmer, healthier body and all the positive changes in your life that will happen naturally as you feel a renewed sense of confidence. Next, we're going to clear the subconscious beliefs, the fears, and the conflicts that have been blocking your weight loss goals. And then you're going to receive a customized nutrition plan that optimizes your body's natural fat burning potential. This is so much smarter than jumping from one crash diet to another because it allows you to lose weight steadily and keep it off for good without the misery of constant hunger and the frustration of plateaus. When you do this right, you'll wake up every morning feeling lighter, energetic, and excited to face the day. And you'll watch in amazement as your clothes become looser and looser week after week without extreme measures. And you won't be hungry or constantly thinking about food anymore. This is the first step to go from feeling trapped in a body you don't recognize to becoming the vibrant, healthy person you were always meant to be. When you have a clear, customized blueprint for your success, then you have a solid foundation now to transform your body and your life. Do you see why that makes so much more sense than following a generic one size fits all diet plans? So next, step 2, you need to activate the 10-minute cravings crusher. So we're going to ditch your cravings once and for all. And we do this with a simple 10-minute technique. So for each specific craving food that you have, most of my clients only need to do this technique once, and their cravings go away and stay away. In fact, I just had a client tell me that she completely forgot that there was a tub of ice cream sitting in her freezer. That's the power of the cravings crusher technique. So when you do this right, you're going to sail right past the candy aisle without a second glance, and you're actually going to crave nutrient dense foods that fuel your body. And you'll finally break free from the cycle of guilt and shame around food. And one more thing. If on occasion you want to have, let's say you're at a birthday party and you want to have that piece of birthday cake and maybe even a little bit of ice cream, you can still do that. You can still have those foods that you used to crave. But now, because we've removed the emotional charge behind those foods, you will no longer go completely bananas with those foods. You'll be able to take a few bites, enjoy it, and then put it down. So, do you see why this is a much better way of achieving the lasting weight loss than what everyone else is doing? So once that's done, we go into step 3, which is to stop emotional eating in its tracks. And in order to do this, we have to look again at the underlying emotions and even some subconscious memories that can trigger your eating. Because let's face it, most women who are overweight are not eating because they are actually physically hungry. They are bored. They are stressed. They are worried. They're anxious, sad, maybe even angry. There's just a ton of emotions that you don't want to feel. And so what we do, we stuff it down, we numb it with food. So how do we stop doing that? Well, we do this with my emotional pattern interrupter technique. And it's designed to create a mental pattern interrupt and stop the emotion and the overeating in its tracks. So there'll be no more eating because you don't know what else to do. No more stuffing your face because that's the one thing that you can control. Can you see how this is going to be much more effective than whatever you've been trying to do? In just a few minutes, you will be calm and 100% in control of your eating. And this is powerful for so many reasons. Imagine how it's going to be when you can go to any party, any place where there's food, and be in total self control. So, in step 3, this is really incredible because right now, what your body really needs is nourishment, not punishment. And ending the emotional eating is going to allow you to meet that need without any restrictive dieting and without feeling deprived. And over time, this is going to create a harmonious relationship with food in your life. Do you see how that works? So, this final step, we need to stop the self sabotage. Step number 4. So, here's how this gets you all the way to your dream body and unshakable confidence. By dismantling the subconscious barriers that are holding you back and supercharging your motivation, you will finally break free from the cycles that have kept you stuck. This final step ensures that your transformation is not just physical, but it's deeply psychological and emotional too. Now, it's really important that you execute this step correctly. So, you need to identify your self sabotaging patterns using our behavior pattern analysis, then implement our empowerment amplification techniques to strengthen your resolve. And finally, you'll use our success momentum strategy to ensure your progress compounds over time. But when you've done that, you're on a trajectory towards the body and the life that you've always dreamed of without being dragged down by cravings or self sabotage. Does that make sense? So, when everything is said and done, you'll have a clear, personalized roadmap to your dream body. You'll be able to easily resist cravings that once controlled your life. Your relationship with yourself will transform because of your newfound ability to end self sabotage. And you'll also radiate confidence. And you'll feel sexy in your new body in ways that you never even thought were possible. And you'll maintain your results effortlessly, free from the fear of backsliding. And you'll experience a profound sense of freedom and empowerment that's going to touch every single aspect of your life. So once you have this, you'll have a start to finish system from going from a frustrated, self-doubting dieter to a confident, vibrant embodiment of health and sexiness in as little as the next 12 weeks. So right now, you have a choice. You can keep on struggling with crash diets, battling cravings, and hating what you see in the mirror, dealing with low energy, clothes that don't fit you anymore, and everything that goes along with that. Or if you want to lose the weight for good, feel sexy in your own skin, reclaim your health, and radiate confidence, and finally become the best version of yourself, then here's what I have for you. So, my team and I have set aside some time in the next 24 to 48 hours to speak to you personally about how you can apply this system to achieve total body transformation starting today. And here's how that works. We will get on a Zoom call for about 45 minutes. You can tell me everything that you're struggling with and everything that's not working. And on this call, we'll put our heads together and we're going to come up with a step-by-step game plan specifically made for you to completely overcome your weight loss challenges and transform your body and your life faster than you ever thought possible. So, I just want to let you know this is not for everyone. I do have two very strict requirements that you must meet in order to be eligible for this free session. So, number one, you must be committed and ready to make a real change in your life and your health. If you're looking for a magic pill or an overnight fix, please exit this page right now. Number two, you must be serious about achieving lasting weight loss and total body transformation and be willing to invest what it takes to make that happen. I have helped dozens of clients just like you to achieve their dream bodies, but it does take an investment in yourself to make that happen. If you're not willing to do that, then I can't help you. But if you are committed to finally making this change and you are ready to put in the work to transform your body and your life, and you're serious about achieving lasting results, and you're willing to invest what it takes to make that happen, then click the button under this video and schedule your free breakthrough session right now. Just a few short weeks from now, you could be slipping into clothes that you haven't worn in years, turning heads wherever you go and feeling absolutely radiant, and knowing that you finally conquered your weight struggles for good, and that you are becoming the confident, vibrant, unstoppable person that you were always meant to be. Don't wait. Book that call right now. I'm Alyssa Ariel, and let's talk soon.